Let's fade the jack. Boom! We get the triple up. Oh, that's the max. We get the max going into the break. Oh, shit. We love that. We love that. Oh, yes. We pulled an Isildur. Boom! Let's go. Let's go with the queens. Let's go. Let's go. We got a chance again. We're back in it. We went from down and out to, you know, chipping the chair, and you know we have a little shot. This guy should raise, and then raise call queen jack suited. Wouldn't be very good raise call, but you know we'll take it. Office my tour bus. She knew what's up. I said, damn, that makes two of us. Let's go. Take it from jacks. Take the call from jacks. Take the call from tens. Take the call from nines. Just state backs. Let's do it. I should be time banking down just like all these other guys are. There we go. Let's go. This is going to be a long stream, by the way. Like, if you're looking to lock and load with somebody, this is going to be a long stream. Because I got a lot of other shit I got going on games-wise. I'm actually going to fold this. Might not look like a hand that you should fold, but I think I should fold it in this spot. Oh. Looks like the people who are short just keep finding real hands. People who are short keep finding real ones. So people are asking about like how close are you actually to cashing? Like isn't like being 4 off kind of far away? First, no, not really. Being 4 off is not very far away. And whether even with 16 the cash. Lastly, the field this field is actually very short. It's not like the player in 5th place has 700,000 chips. So would have been nice to see a heart. Would have been nice to see a heart. So I'm second to last, and there's a pretty big gap between me and the other players above 16th. Like once I get down to this stack, so I am going to slam this in. Pretty standard spot though. 3's on the cutoff. 9 bigs. I'm good with it. Looks like Elio might call. Nope. Nice. Seems close. Not close now though. Oops, should have thought about it more. Should have timed back down. Once I figured out I wasn't gonna play the hand, I just folded, but yeah, I should probably be. I'm the worst at that. Alright, we got someone running it. Someone's out. Someone is out. GG, Victor. Oh, fuck. I've been showing the wrong table. I didn't even mean to click that. Shit, my bad, guys. Didn't mean to do that at all. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, trying to nit box 4 big blind stacks. Like, it's great that it's, you know, a 20k min cash and everything, but like, and it's not that I don't care. Like, I care, but it's not like, like, it's not, I don't care so much that I'm trying to, like, play badly. Like, I want to play well. I just don't think that I'm supposed to do anything with these stacks on the actual stone bubble, which is brutal. Which is brutal. I think that Venenko actually has a real one. I don't think he's time banking down without like a legit hand here. This is like the time bank down and then jam, I think. Oh my god, what am I gonna do with nines with 2 big blinds? What am I gonna do? This becomes like the sickest spot. Like, does he jam 8s? I don't think so. Okay, like I think with 2 big blinds, I'd run it with 9s here. I think it's just like beyond me to fold this hand. I mean, I think I should have gone through my time bank. It's probably a mistake at the margin. But let's hold. Let's hold. Yes. Boom. Let's go. Let's escape. Let's get some velocity. Let's get the fuck out of this 4 big blind stuff. Oh, right on the 5-minute marker. Yes, that's what we want to do. We want to get out of here with some chips. We don't want to be taking a 5-minute break and being on life support. We don't want that shit. No. Yes. I can get a little excited about it. I like that. Yeah, I mean, like, we're not really as much on life support anymore because even though I have 5 big blinds, there are actually like 3 people with my stack. And then Vincent has 8 big blinds. So, I mean, like, I'm still screwed, but I'm just not as screwed on a relative basis. Definitely not out front of the pack, but we're pretty close to everybody else now. Pretty standard fold. Actually, like, we're hoping for the fold. We could have fold equity here. Could have fold equity. I probably should have time bank down to try to outlast Kristen, I guess. Who also has 2 bigs. We had that fold equity. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that was good. That was good. We didn't want to have to run it with ace-10 off. We didn't want to have to run it with ace-10 off. This isn't being very professional of me. Like this, the way that I handle this time bank thing, but I just don't like, I don't like time banking all the way down. I'm just not a big fan of it. Also, I wasn't even paying attention to this. This guy had 13 bigs and a KO, so I called, but we were very close to the bubble there too. Oh, we cashed. We did cash. Vincent's the one who went out. See, it wasn't even any of the shortest guys. It wasn't any of the shortest players. Vincent was like not deep, but he wasn't as short as the rest of us were. So we cashed. There we go. Picked up 20,600 bucks. Nice. Now I gotta try to win. So we've got to try to spin from like 3.5 big blinds to something else. All right, we're gonna end up running it here. I'm not folding this hand. I don't even think it matters if Litvinenko gets it in. I'm still running it. So if I bust, before you go, make sure you follow me on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Our video on BBC Poker, Introduction to Quantitative Strategies, is killer. Okay, we're gonna chop. So, but yeah, the Introduction to Quantitative Strategies video, BBC Poker, that's our video for people who are trying to learn how to play, trying to get better. We're running it here again, obviously, against what is essentially the 11 big blind jam, 12 big blind jam, I guess, 12 into 1 player. Everybody else had 5. There's nothing to like time down for or anything. There's no like ladders that I'm gonna get. So we just go. We just go. 8. Sad face. All right, guys. That is our 10K. We cashed for 20,600. It was fun. It was a good run. So it's limited to spots where we could do that. But that was the way that we dealt with it. So that instead of telling you like how to exploit people, we just said, look, if your opponents are opening a strategy that or using a strategy that looks like this is how things would change. So all you have to do is identify if the conditions pair with what we went over in the course, and you should be good to go. So this is 4 ways to the flop. 5K. He opens EP. So I think this is the type of hand that I want to double float. It's 4 ways. My blockers are shit, so I'm over it. Putting up kings. Expect more mixing at the stack depth. This is the bet size that I expect my opponent to use here. I expect this hand to be better to call with an ace-9 by a large margin, so I don't think I should be folding this one. All right, so if we roll a 1 through 25, we're gonna call here. We rolled an 11. That sucks. We got dicked by the RNG. Here's our RNG, so you can see it. We did roll an 11. I wasn't lying. 1 through 25 we were calling. I like Daniel's line. I told you guys, I'll use an RNG against some people. He's one of them. I won't use an RNG against too many people. So I was 75% folding there. That's what that means. So I deal with like how to estimate like how much to call in the introduction to quantitative strategies video on BBZpoker.com. I deal with exactly how to handle scenarios like that one, or like how to think about, not in terms of like showing you how to use an RNG, you don't need fucking help for that, but just in terms of like how to think about your range and how to make those judgments about like how much to call, how much to defend, like what percentage of that pocket king's hand did I want to call with. It's pretty cool that he can show up with the hand that he does show up with, because it makes my, I'm not sure if it makes my call worse or better. Like like I'm not sure because if he's capable of thinly value betting that exact hand. Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, because I block. I mean, I think I have. Obviously, there's a lot of jacks. First, there's a lot of jacks, but I think blocking like ace king, I guess to a lesser extent, blocking ace king, blocking king queen. I think having a non-zero call there makes sense, and I still think that even on the river, like my hand's obviously inferior to ace king and ace queen. There's no doubt about that. But ace king fills out my betting range most of the time. End up with like a lot more ace nines and ace eight suiteds when I like to check back that flop. This was like 5 ways maybe. Oh shit, Adam coming through again. What's up, Adam? So my opponent has a set here. I'm gonna open up the 10s. Fishmonger Poker just purchased the Intro to Quantitative Strategies video. Thank you and good luck. Thanks very much, man. Appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy it. Pretty standard spot. I'm gonna check. I open button flats. Happens a lot. Pretty high frequency bet small for in position strategy. This is the answer. These are gonna take a lot. Expect to see a lot of large turn bets and checking. So expect to see him bet like 20, like 33,000 here, check a lot. It's the strategy that I would expect to see deployed, mostly. So, gonna fold because his hand's not a part of how I defend this turn. I don't think I should be folding all my pairs on the turn against that sizing, but I think that the one that I'm going to call is pocket nines probably. It's a good turn. No complaints. Get a complete small blind here. Pretty standard part of my limp calling range. Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's your man BBZ here, and I am just giving you guys a quick reminder of the highest value content that we have on BBZ. So the $14 Introduction to Quantitative Strategies video is without a doubt our best seller, and it has delivered tons of value. We get feedback from people in our Discord community all the time about how that video has transformed the way that they think about no limit hold'em, and also the way that they just make decisions in general, dealing with uncertainty. So if you're interested in that and you're trying to get better at no limit hold'em and you want a framework for your entire thought process, go to bbzpoker.com and get that Introduction to Quantitative Strategies video right now. Yeah, best player at the table besides me. I don't have a way of evaluating the other players really. Most of the time I don't know people's names either. By the way, I have no idea how many better players there are than me in the world. And I have no, like there are a lot of players that I'm better than, but I have no idea if there's 25 or 10 or 5 or 3 or 1 or 50 even. I have no idea. But I doubt that there's more than 20. I think 3 betting hand's fine. But yeah, you guys probably know people's names better than I do. I don't know people's names very well. Gonna check this back. Why would you sell action if you're top 20 in the world? Selling action still makes sense. First of all, you charge a markup when you sell. So you don't, like none of us, like none of us sell action and then we'll sweat this out first. Darn. Obviously there's going to be lots of value that this range, this player can have that beat me. But I think this hand's, that sucks. Can we see the 100k lobby? I'm always worried that if I click on this lobby, I'm going to end up fucking playing it. I had to call with 40% of my range on the river, I think, against the bet size that he chose, if I'm remembering his bet sizing correctly. And the introduction to quantitative strategies video will help you understand how to estimate your fold frequency. It'll help you understand how to estimate minimum defending frequencies. It'll help you to think about, in that context, like what you're trying to do, like what you're trying to accomplish. Supported with some solvers and things like that, but start there. Start with that. Wife just came up with a cup that was supposedly sealed, like a jar almost. You could think about it like a jar that's sealed. Comes give it to the man to try to open it up. That's what I'm here for. You guys see me struggle? Nope. That's right. Superman over here. Gonna call? Think 3-betting's fine. Gonna check back the flop, which seems pretty standard. I'm gonna have to deal with some 2-bets here, obviously. Like my opponent's gonna check raise sometimes. Whoa, that's a really big check raise. It's probably not a good card. It's an interesting bet size. I think that Queen Jack's gonna call sometimes, but I don't think it's gonna call all the time. Yeah, that sucks. I'm thinking about whether or not I should be doing anything on the turn differently. That sizing felt really dense, basically on the value side, like pocket 5s and pocket 3s and Queen 10. Which made me feel like my blocker was really helpful. It feels insane to like choose this sizing with pocket 5s. I think maybe I should have called. Like I'm definitely not folding, so like folding's out of the question. Yeah, I think that when he chooses this large turn sizing, kind of felt it started to feel like once you choose this sizing, I mean, you kind of talk me into the fact that you can have Queen Jack. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be shoving a pair there, as opposed to, how many big blinds does this land? 50? Yeah, I mean I can't solve it right now, but I was thinking like how long it would take me to solve it after the stream. Maybe I'll solve this one. Yeah, I mean like I think that with how polarized this turn range is here, so with like what this range looks like, I think I should have just called the river. I think I fucked up. That being said, like there's gonna be a lot of shoving, but I think it's probably like with the odds he's getting, it's probably just value. Like, he's getting a very good price on a jam. And I think his range is like, I feel like his range has a lot of like 6-7, particularly like 6-7 suited, obviously. So yeah, I mean like, I think I should have called. Like I said, I think folding's out of the question. I think I should call with the way that his range is shaped. Particularly when it's 500k, like he's not going to make some like emotional fold. So yeah, I think I should have called. I think I fucked up. I mean, I think that the thing about it that's interesting is that like if I have a shoving range, it's going to be with this hand. Like that's the thing that sucks. Like if I have a shoving range, it's going to be with this. Yeah, it's going to take me too long to solve it. So I'm going to have to run it. I was going to like take a look at some strategy with you guys and see what things looked like. How big is this? Now it's going to take way too long to solve. It's going to take like 20 to 30 minutes for you to solve it. Let me see if I have like a Jack 10. Oops. Let me see if I have like a Jack 10 or a King 10. Something where we can just be a little bit creative, use our heads and be, we'll pretend a couple things and we'll just see like how much bottom pair. So, okay, so we've got here, let me see what this looks like for you guys. Yeah. So we've got king 10 3, king 10 deuce, which is not queen 10 3. It's not the same. I'm gonna solve it for myself later, but it's gonna take me half an hour, and I can't do that on stream. So what happened on the flop again? Check, check, and then you check twice, right? And then I use a small sizing. So we can see that. So first, my opponent, he raised first in, and after he raises first in, so this is the type of strategy you're supposed to be raising with. You can see like there's a lot of mixing. It's a hard strategy to execute. Lots of raising with like suited Broadway type hands. This, by the way, this range comes from rangeconverter.com if you're interested. This is the in-position counter strategy. Also comes from rangeconverter.com. You can see I call with a lot of hands. I 3-bet some really strong ones, but I do a lot of calling. So in a spot that approximately looks like this, subject to like execution on the part of both players, he's supposed to bet. So he's not really supposed to check much. Like he's, arguably, like you would assume, like if I solve this for like infinity hours, this check might reduce to 0. So he's really not supposed to check much at all. And when he does check, I'm not supposed to bet too often. I'm supposed to mostly check. So I end up having like a lot of like fairly strong hands here. Like I'm not supposed to just probe with all my top pairs. Again, this is a king high flop, not a queen high flop, but it's probably pretty similar in terms of this part of the strategy that like you're supposed to check a lot of these hands. You can see that 2x is mixing bet on the flop. It's not horrible to bet. You can see like, so this is the bottom pair hand. I had ace 3. The flop was queen 10 3, but if you had ace deuce, you could have bet the flop. You don't have to, but it wouldn't have been a huge mistake. So the flop gets checked, and the flop checks through, and then let me go back to this fucking screenshot. I'm just gonna pull this screenshot off over here. The turn is a 5, which we're gonna keep the same card for our purposes. It's a rainbow 5, so we're just gonna make it the 5 of hearts. And my opponent's supposed to check a lot after checking the flop. To the extent that my opponent does bet, it looks like really small or really big, nothing in the middle. My opponent checked. And I have a very modest bet small component here. And my hand bets small pretty infrequently. I needed the ace of diamonds to bet small. For what it's worth, I would have mostly checked. So like I'm not too discomforted. I'm mostly upset about the fact that I should have had the ace of the suit. So my hand's a mistake without the ace of the suit. I am mixing this spot to check ordinarily, so I'm not like surprised to see it. I guess I'm not surprised to see it check a lot, but I did fuck up in the sense that like I needed the ace of the suit, which would block check raising, in order to bet my hand, and I didn't have that. So oops. So I reopened. And my opponent 2-bet, and my opponent 2-bet to like a really fucking big sizing, so I don't even think this is big enough. And then this hand mostly folds. There's no 3-bet though, which is nice. So I was concerned that there would be some 3-bet component. I feel like he makes it even bigger than this. 1 second. 132. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He made it about, yeah, he made it actually slightly smaller than this sizing. So we're fine there. So yeah, this hand folds a lot. It calls sometimes. Ace deuce with, so like if you have the ace of the backdoor flush draw suit, that variation calls. Actually, if you look at ace deuce, ace of hearts, that variation pure calls. Ace deuce, ace of spades, that variation pure calls. It's just the ace of diamonds variations now that fold. So my hand's actually a call. So the bet, so like let's walk this back. So the best variation of my hand to bet is the variation of my hand with the diamond. That blocks your opponent from check raising. Once your opponent check raises, it's important that your opponent can have flush draws to be semi-bluffing with. And so having the ace of diamonds drives your hand to a fold. And if you don't have the ace of diamonds, so you have like ace of spades, 2 of hearts, you can see those variations are 96% calling. Ace of clubs, 2 of spades, 96% calling, etc., etc., etc. So, I called, and it's like very close to pure calling. It's 96% calling with hands like mine. Now keep in mind, I'm not really supposed to have hands like mine, so I still fucked up. I'm not saying I didn't, because I can picture people being like, you're not supposed to, yeah, I'm not supposed to have my hand, I fucked up. But if I do have my hand and I get here, I'm supposed to call. So I just mixed the turn too sloppily, basically, is what happened. And then the river was the king, and it was the king of diamonds. And he's supposed to mostly slam, right? He's supposed to mostly slam. And then when he doesn't slam, he's supposed to mostly bet 60%. And my opponent bet like a third, which is like not a really high frequency answer. Which was like kind of the point. Like it felt like that wasn't a really high frequency answer. And now you can see ace deuce down here. Ace deuce, ace of diamonds is pure slamming. So ace deuce with the ace of diamonds is pure slamming. Ace deuce without diamonds, which is the variation that I had, is now folding. So I fucked up again. So it's an 87% fold and then like a 13% call, which again, I think makes some sense. It really likes bluffing with the 5. I mentioned that like I thought that bluffing with a deuce would make some sense, but it's much more important to have the 5. Well, these are all flushes, so that's never mind. Let me see if there's a 5 over here somewhere. Like queen 5, ace 5. Yeah, I mean like these fives, like these 5s. This is a slightly better way to bluff the river, having these 5s here, and I probably overvalued the value of having a deuce in this spot. Yeah, I mean I would say that that's what happened. I overvalued the value of having a hand like the one that I had. It's just better to have the 5. But anyways, like the bottom line is like, you know, ace deuce with the ace of diamonds is shoving. I had ace deuce but not ace of diamonds. Ace 5 is shoving. Like it's close. I mean, like it seems close. I think I made a mistake. I would classify my decision as a mistake, but I do think it's close. I'm not supposed to fold against the bet, and I said that. Like there's not, like I said that there's not going to be much folding. So it's going to be tough. Oh, this is the king of diamonds. Fuck me. This is the wrong river. Wrong river. It's supposed to be the king of clubs. All that analysis is garbage. Oh my god, this is the wrong river again because it's like now the king pairs the board. Sorry guys. Yeah, I think here maybe we'll make the river an ace. No, that makes it impossible to bluff with my hand. Yeah, this is the problem with like choosing a sim like this where we're trying to make all these compromises. If I choose a jack, he's still not supposed to bet small as much, but if he does bet small, now my hand just pure folds. Ace 5 still going in. Like I said, I think I overvalued my hand relative to the 5. I think having a 5 is like much more valuable, which makes sense. It seems more likely that my opponent would have pocket 5s or like 10-5. Like these 5, like you can see like these deuce hands, like they're just like not here. They're not going to show up. And like 5s is going to show up here. 5s, 10-5, king 5 to like a lesser extent. So you can start to empathize with like maybe it makes more sense to like try to block a 5 in some way. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to solve it for my, I'm going to solve it properly myself and take the time to do it. But like this is like a pretty crude adjustment, and but like hopefully you guys can see like some of the work, like some of the type of work that we do. Right, you can see like some of the type of work, and like I said, I wouldn't have to make all these fucking guesses. I'm not really used to like all these compromises that I was making when we were analyzing the sim. Because I'm just going to start solving it now. But it's going to take long enough that you guys don't want to wait. So, that's BBZ work. This is what we do. This is how we study. You play, you make the decisions, you fuck up, you learn from it, you move on. You play, you make decisions, you fuck up, you learn from it, you keep going. That's what we do in BBZ Poker. That's the seminars, that's the videos, that's what, that's the whole fucking program. So, CFP, everything. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. And, I'm gonna see how badly what this thinks in a few minutes. So, cheers, guys. Good luck, and make sure you follow me on Twitch, subscribing to the channel, doing the BBZ Poker thing. I appreciate everybody supporting the stream, subbing, everything. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Cheers. Peace. Bye bye.